Politics, Carl Niehaus's red ticket back into Parliament. Is Sydney Mufunda Gaba the man behind the murder of AKA? The state seems to think so. No relief for us consumers. Our interest rates stay the same. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. Good to have you with us.
This is Eyewitness News.
The state alleges the money paid for the hit on Kiernan, aka Forbes, and Tabelo Tibbs Motswane came from a man named Sydney Mufunda Gaba, and that accused number 4, Mziwe Temba Gwabeni, made a call to Gaba on 11th of February last year, a day after Forbes and Motswane were killed, and shortly after the call, more than 803,000 rand was paid into his account. The money came from a company called Bright Circle Pty Limited, of which Gaba is the sole director. This was revealed when State Prosecutor Elvis Gweka read out the investigating officer's affidavit in court.
Cellular phone records of applicant 4 show that prior to the money being deposited, a call is made by him to a number linked to Mr. Sydney Mufunda Gaba. Shortly after this call, an amount of 803,455 rand is transferred to the bank account of the applicant.
Also, cell phone records from the 7 men accused of the murders have placed them at points of interest on the day in question. 5 of the 7 men are currently before the Durban Magistrates Court, where the state is opposing their release on bail. Former ANC veteran and President Jacob Zuma loyalist Carl Niehaus seems set for Parliament on an EFF ticket. Niehaus is number 27 on the Red Berets candidate list. He took up membership with the EFF in December. Tsidi Madia has the story.
Carl Niehaus seems set to make a turn back to Parliament, where he first served in 1996. The only difference, then he was an ANC member, and this time around, he's likely to go on an EFF ticket. He's placed high on the party's candidate list, with several insiders telling Eyewitness News it's not surprising. This as they recall how much attention the party's given to Niehaus since he joined. This includes appearing on its podcast and conducting interviews on behalf of the organization, despite not holding any leadership positions. The EFF's own candidate list guidelines say demographic representation and inclusivity are crucial, with a desire to have Indian, Asian and white communities from the working class background included. Niehaus dished his own outfit Areta, which he established after being expelled by the ANC to join the Red Berets. He's also refused to be associated with the Umkhonto Wesizwe party, currently being backed by his once key ally, former President Jacob Zuma. Tsidi Madia, Eyewitness News.
On balance, the various risks to the inflation forecast are skewed to the upside. Against this backdrop, the MPC decided to hold the repo rate unchanged at 8.25%. The decision was unanimous.
At keeping the repo rate at 8.25%, South Africa is in line with other central banks around the world. They've all kept interest rates on hold this month. The higher inflation reading for February sparked concerns that monetary policy would remain tight, keeping borrowing costs elevated. This means consumers will continue to pay high fees to service their debt, including bond and car repayments. What's in a name? Well, when it comes to the MK party, a lot. We've been listening to arguments all day in the matter between the ANC and the MK party over the logo and name dispute.
Judgment has been reserved in the matter between the ANC and MK party in the Durban High Court. Arguments in the case over the use of the name and logo of the ANC's now disbanded military wing, Umkhonto Wesizwe, were heard today. The ANC wants to stop the MK party from using the name Umkhonto Wesizwe, while the MK party is fighting to keep the name. All this happens just 2 months before South Africans can head to the national polls. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Durban.
I've wasted so much time already, and now I'm standing here confused, scared, and without an answer.
This is the voice of a stressed second-year media and graphic design student at Damelin, whose dreams of completing her studies are now in jeopardy. She is one of thousands of students badly affected after 4 colleges were ordered to stop operating for failing to comply with the department's regulations.
It is a concern because now we do not know what's going to happen to us. The qualifications, the financial costs. It's been a lot for the students to process on this matter.
The students have lambasted Damelin for prioritising profits instead of improving the quality of education it offers. And you can find these stories and a whole lot more on our EWN News app. See you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.